Hello guys. Just playing a little bit of Mafia Definitive Edition here. Figured that I'd share my thoughts on my thinkers as I play through this game. This was actually one of the very first open world games that I have ever played back in my childhood, way back in the day. I was probably a little too young to be actually playing the game, but my dad and I really enjoyed it, and he came through and helped me out in places that I had a hard time getting past. So it's definitely been an extreme nostalgia trip partaking in this game and seeing it remastered with contemporary technology is an absolute joy to behold. And I'm not starting from the very beginning because I enjoyed this game by myself for a little bit. I was just traveling around the world and taking in the landscapes of early 1930s America, which is beautiful to say the least. But I figured I'd start off here and we can have a little fun pretending to be Tommy together, who is an interesting character to say the least. Very impressionable, but also very powerful. So, even though I have a little bit of a semblance
waiting for you with a clean car
as to what happens to him, my memory from that point in my life is
get those books. Our whole operation's at risk.
very, very dim.
Tommy?
Buddy. Nice hat. I really like the world. I mean, the atmosphere here is phenomenal. It's like not every day you get to see through the eyes of somebody who lived through such an interesting period in human history.
Tough day today, Tom.
We gotta keep a lid on this, Tom. Start with Biff, but don't give him nothing. I got you a clean set of wheels. And something special here, if you want it.
What do we got? Fucking double-barreled. I'll take the double-barreled.
Frank Caesar LaPara, he'll know. The old ways work. Whatever it takes, Tom.
Let's fucking do it, pal. Is this the car we talking about, huh? She's a beauty, isn't she? Look at those fenders. I really can't get over how silly these tires look. I mean, look at how thin they are. These cars have no fucking grip to them at all. Actually, I prefer driving with my Xbox controller.
And now for the latest news.
Let me turn
the
that
Navy
on.
is today continuing its search for the remains of those brave souls lost aboard the airship USS Akron. The Akron was destroyed in a violent thunderstorm off the New Jersey coast Tuesday morning,
Oh boy.
with a loss of 73 of 76 aboard. The disaster stands as the worst aviation accident on record. Yesterday, one of the survivors, Lieutenant Commander Herbert V. Wiley, spoke to members of the press and gave a brief account of the tragedy. He also spoke of the survivors' rescue by the German tanker Phoebus. President Roosevelt has described the loss of the Akron as a national disaster and said that he grieves with the wives and families of those lost and the nation. We will bring you more on the disaster and the Navy's search as we receive it. Thank you for listening. We return now to our scheduled programming.
How did the boys lose an entire fucking
With
ship
7 floors
to a
of
thunderstorm?
quality
I
and
actually
value,
feel bad
there's
for
only
them.
one place you need ever go. That's right, it's Behringer's Department Store.
Alright, Behringer. Sorry to leave you hanging, but I gotta get moving.
He looks untrustworthy.
Damn, mind your own business, why don't you, huh? Pal, I like the atmosphere here. Oh my god. This guy. Hey Biff, how you doing, pal?
Tommy, what's the rumpus?
Rumpus says I need some intel. Talk to me, Biff. What do you got?
Heard any big news lately? Something that Don might want to know.
It depends. What's it worth to you?
$20.
How about 40?
Oh,
All
my
right,
God.
spill.
The FBI's in town. They're getting something from Morello, but I don't know what.
How'd you hear?
Little Tony got some guy drunk in the Black Cat and drove him home. Heard a bunch of stuff, so he's the guy you want to see.
Okay. Thanks.
Let's go talk to little Tony.
Always a pleasure, Tommy.
He not getting you $40. Go fuck yourself, pal. Lovely spot. Let me get back in my fucking set of wheels here. It's in the boat.
Welcome to a WLH Sports Report. There's a sense of anticipation as we await the start of the big game. Our very own Lost Heaven Lancers are out on the road, deep in enemy territory as they take on bitter rivals, the Empire Bay Cannons. This year's Gold Series is shaping up to be one of the best on record. With
I'm
both
in a
teams
fat
smashing
overtake, pal.
100
Don't you
or
worry
below.
about me.
Despite the Cannons' home field advantage and an early lead in the series, the Lancers have
It's a
bounced
beautiful
back
day
and
out
have really
today.
taken their rivals to task. Many of the plaudits and column inches have been dedicated to one man. Lancers pitcher Bunny Smith is one of this year's standout performers. And with this series tied at 3-3, he may well be the key man that brings the Wispin Trophy back to Lost Heaven. But doing so
I like the attention to detail in this game. The radio actually loses connection when you go through the tunnel.
his solo home run in the bottom of the fifth inning of Game 5 turned events in favor of the Empire Bay team. Victory was canceled out by the Lancers in Game 6, and we now have a powder keg finale that is sure to have everyone glued to their radios. Can Bunny Smith bring it home for Lost Heaven, or will the Cannon's towering redhead have the final say? WLH 570 Lost Heaven Radio will carry live coverage of the final game of the Gold Series, and we hope you'll join us in wishing our boys well. And now, back to some of the latest musical numbers.
I really enjoy listening to the radio in this game. It sounds so authentic. Let's go talk to little Tony. Hey, little Tony.
He said you only get raided for one of three reasons: bad liquor, dope, or women with
Everything okay, Tom?
Everything's fine, Tony. How are you?
No, it's not. What's this about the guy you drove home who's with the feds?
He came in for a drink, which turned into 10. He's hired muscle for some kind of safe house.
Where?
Oak Hill, corner of Pine. He gave me $10 to drive him back and keep my mouth shut. Later on, that Councilor Gilatti's brokered some kind of deal between Morello and the FBI. They were all ready to sit tight on someone in there.
Why the hell didn't you tell us?
Tom, I did. I came in to see French straight away.
Huh.
He didn't tell the Don?
No, he didn't.
Tom, what's going on?
Huh. Trouble brewing. Is that Muhammad Ali up there, though? I noticed that when we were talking. No, it's not. It's somebody else. What does that say? I can't even tell what that says. Alright, little Tony, you take care of yourself, huh? And clean this place up. It looks a little fucking messy.